Inductance. In inductance, already we have covered a few topics, and today in this presentation we are going to discuss about conductively coupled coils. So, conductively coupled coils, if you take coils, if you assume two coils, the two coils can be either connected magnetically or conductively. So, magnetic coupled coils or the coils were connected through flux, magnetic flux. They will not have direct contact to each other. So that kind of arrangement or that kind of coupling is called as magnetically coupled coils. And if you take conductively coupled coils are one in which they will have direct contact or connection. Okay, so coils are said to be conductively coupled if one coil affects the other coil by current conduction, or simply we can say they are connected directly. Okay, so let us assume two coils, one with self inductance L1, say coil 1, and coil 2 have self inductance of L2 and having mutual inductance. The mutual inductance between those two coils is taken as M, and we can say that conductively coupled coils can be configured in four different patterns. One is called as series aiding, another one is series opposing, and parallel aiding and parallel opposing. So in this case, aiding and opposing. What is aiding? Aiding in the sense, if the flux developed in coil 1 and coil 2, if these two fluxes helps each other, then we say it is aiding. So series aiding or in parallel aiding, flux developed in the coils will helps each other. On the other hand, if you take opposing means flux developed in coil 1 and in coil 2 will oppose each other. Okay. So now let us take a look of the we'll go through the diagrams how those configurations will be. You can see here here you can see here series aiding and series opposing. In these two cases you can find these two coils are connected in series across a common source, and in the case of parallel aiding and parallel opposing, two coils are connected across in parallel across a common voltage source. Okay. So in this case, the main aim of this topic is to find the effective inductance of the combination or configuration. Okay, effective inductance. So if you take series aiding, what will be, we got two coils, then what will be the effective inductance of this arrangement? Okay, so our aim is to find or to derive effective inductance in each case. So let us go through each topic or one by one. We'll take first series aiding. So in this case we can you can see here you got two coils connected in series across a common source voltage source V, and the total current flowing through the circuit is I, and total flux developed in the circuit is taken as phi, which is because of current flowing, net current flowing is I. So flux phi is due to total current I, and this phi is sum of flux in coil 1 and flux in coil 2. So phi 1 is taken as flux, the flux developed in coil 1, and phi 2 is taken as flux developed in coil 2. Okay. As we know that inductance, expression for inductance is flux linkage per unit current. Correct. So flux linkage per unit current. Flux linkage normally number of turns into flux. Okay. Phi. So n phi, we have to write n phi, but we have taken only phi here because we have assumed number of turns in coil 1 and coil 2 are equal, and it is assumed to be 1. Okay, for simplification we have taken that. So we can now we can say that L is equal to phi by I. Okay, that's why we neglect that n here. Okay, so L is equal to phi I, so phi is equal to Li, and if you take the total flux phi is sum of flux with coil 1 and coil 2, sum of flux induced in coil 1 or developed in coil 1 and coil 2. So now we are going to find expression for phi 1 and phi 2. So in this case we are going to assume negative sign for mutual inductance, as we know that from dot rule, if the current enters the dotted end, current in one coil enters the dotted end, and current, and also in the second coil also current enters the dotted end, then we say M is positive. Correct. So either current enters the dotted in both coils or leaves the dotted in both coils, we assume M as positive. So in this case we could see that I enters the coil 1 through the dotted end, and in coil 2 also current enters the dotted end, so we assume M as positive. So flux in coil 1 is sum of self flux plus mutual flux, Self flux is due to current flowing through that particular coil. If you take coil 1 we assume current flowing through coil 1 is I1, then this is self flux. Okay, L1 I1, self inductance of coil 1 into current flowing through coil 1. So it is L1 I1 plus some flux from the nearby coil will be linking with the coil 1. So nearby coil is coil 2, and in coil 2 flux produced only because of current I2. So mutual flux linking with the coil 1 is taken as Mi2. So flux phi1 will be sum of self flux and mutual flux due to current flowing in coil 2. So it is taken as L1 I1 plus M2 I2. Similarly, if you take coil flux phi2, that is flux with coil 2, in that case also you will have some self-induced flux and some mutually induced flux, mutually linking flux. So you can see here this is self-induced flux. In this flux is because of current flowing through coil 2. So self-inductance of coil 2 into current I2 is taken as self flux plus coil flux produced with the coil 1 linking with the coil 2 is Mi1. So this phi 1 and phi 2, if you add these two, we will get the total flux. Therefore phi is equal to Li, which is equal to L1 I1 plus Mi2 plus L2 I2 plus Mi1. So next we can assume, since this one is series connection, we know in series circuit or in series combination always current flowing through all the element will be same or equal. So since this is series aiding and these two coils are connected in series, we can assume that I1 we can take that I1 is equal to I2, which is equal to I, and now if we replace I1 I2 with I, we come with Li is equal to I into L1 plus L2 plus 2M. We can cancel this I, so the net value of equivalent inductance or total value of inductance or equivalent inductance or effective inductance will be L1 plus L2 plus 2M. So equation 7 gives you equivalent inductance of coils connected in series aiding. Now let us come to the next topic, series opposing. So in series opposing, everything is same as that of your previous case, but in this only difference is we have the dots has been changed, position of dots is changed. You can see here in this case current through coil 1 enters the dot, and in this current leaves the dot. So the thing is, we have to take the sign or polarity of mutual inductance to be negative. So you can see here everything is same. Inductance is L is equal to flux linkage by current, and flux is Li, and total flux is phi 1 plus phi 2. Phi 1 is algebraic sum of flux, self flux and mutual flux. So self flux is L1 I1 and mutual flux is Mi2, but the polarity is minus. Similarly, phi 2 will be L2 I2 minus Mi1. So now the total flux phi will be L1 I1 minus Mi2 plus L2 I2 minus Mi1. And again we know that in series connection current flowing through all the elements are equal. So now we can take, since your coil 1 and 2 are connected in series, we can take I1 and I2 as I. Now we can replace all I1 I2 with I. So we will get Li is equal to I into L1 plus L2 minus 2M. Okay, so equation 7 is your effective inductance for the coils connected in series opposing. Now let us come to parallel aiding. In parallel aiding, we could see here two coils connected in parallel across a common source. Okay, so coil 1 and coil 2, and in this case you could find that current I comes to this node and getting branched into I1 and I2. Okay, I1 and I2. So the total current I will be I1 plus I2. So our aim is to find I1 and I2 so that we can find I, so that we can find Z impedance, equivalent impedance. So in this case equivalent impedance is equal to, or equivalent impedance will be reactance of equivalent inductance, because we got only inductance here, so impedance will be only reactance. Okay, so here Z will be j omega L equivalent value of, so total impedance will be, or equivalent inductance impedance of the circuit will be reactance of equivalent inductance. From that we can find equivalent inductance. So in order to find this inductance, we are going to form voltage equation, and so that we are going to consider reactance here. Okay, so we are going to form voltage equations. Solving that voltage equations, we will be getting current, and from that we will be finding Z, and from that Z we could find L equivalent. Okay, so for that we are going to consider reactance. Okay, reactance is, inductive reactance can be expressed as J omega L. So if it is coil 1, self inductance of coil 1 is L1. So your reactance of coil 1 will be J omega L1. Similarly, reactance of coil 2 will be J omega L2, and reactance of mutual inductance will be J omega M. So in this case, your mutual inductance, polarity of mutual inductance or sign of mutual inductance will be positive. Why? Again, we are going to dot rule. You can see here the current, total current coming to this node, and it is branched, and this current I1 enters the dotted end in coil 1, and similarly current I2 enters the dotted end in coil 2. So we got in both cases current enters the dot. Okay, so we say that current mutual inductance, sign of mutual inductance is positive. Okay, so now let us form the equation. So considering coil 1 and voltage source, you can see here, considering this voltage source and this coil 1, we can write a voltage equation. So total voltage applied will be equal to sum of self-induced EMF or voltage due to self-inductance and voltage due to mutual inductance. So J omega L1 is reactance of coil 1. Okay, and into I1 is your self-induced voltage, and this is because of the flux linking from the coil 2 linking with coil 1. There will be another induced voltage, mutually induced voltage, that is J omega M I2, which is taken as equation number 1. Similarly, if you are considering coil 2 and source and voltage source, we can form the second equation. Now we are going to consider this voltage source and this coil 2. Okay, coil 1 and coil 1 and coil 2 and voltage source. Okay, in that case we can write self-induced voltage is J omega L2, reactance into current is your voltage. So J omega L2 into I2 is self-induced voltage, and this is mutually induced voltage. In both cases you can see positive is assumed. For this case also positive, and for this also, for mutual voltage associated, mutual inductance associated with this voltage is taken as positive, since currents are entering the dotted nodes in both dotted end in both the coils. Okay, so now we got two equations, and we can solve these two equations for unknowns I1 and I2. So we can put those things in matrix like this, and use Cramer's rule to find current I1 I2. So if you find current I1 I2 from this matrix using Cramer's rule, we will be getting J omega into L2 minus M, close the bracket, V divided by omega square into M square minus L1 L2. Similarly for I2 we will get J omega L1 minus M into V divided by omega square into M square minus L1 L2. So equation 3 and 4 is for I1 I2, and we know that these two sum of these two currents is your total current. So total current I will be equal to I1 plus I2. Simply adding equation 3 and 4 will be leading to total current. So it is equal to J omega into L1 plus L2 minus 2M into V divided by omega square into M square minus L1 L2. So now we got total current, and already we know that total voltage applied is V. Once we know these two, we can find the total impedance. So the total impedance Z will be equal to total voltage applied divided by total current, which is equal to J omega L equivalent, because in this circuit we got only inductance. So your impedance value will be a reactance of that L equivalent. Okay, so J omega L equivalent. Now we are going to find Z. So if you substitute if you substitute V divided by current I, this value in the denominator will be getting VV gets cancelled, and we got omega square into M square minus L1 L2 divided by J omega into L1 plus L2 minus 2M. And in this case, if you take Z, we can bring this J to the numerator, so it becomes minus J, and this omega square and omega one time gets cancelled. So the rest of the thing is Z is equal to J omega. You put this, you bring this minus inside, so that it becomes L1 L2 minus M square. Okay, L1 L2 minus M square. So this minus is multiplied inside the bracket. So L1 L2 minus M square will come. So J omega L1 L2 minus M square divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2M. So Z is equal to J omega into this value is L equivalent. If you compare this equation z is equal to j omega L equivalent, you leave j omega, then if you neglect this j omega, then next part, next other terms brings you L equivalent. So we can say z is equal to j omega L equivalent. So you can see j omega gets cancelled. We can say L equivalent will be L1 L2 minus m square divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2m. So equation 6 gives you equivalent inductance for coils connected in parallel aiding configuration. Now let us come to parallel opposing. In this case also we are going to see the same thing what we have seen in the parallel aiding. What we have seen in the parallel aiding, you can see here we got two coils, and only difference in this case is your current through coil 1 enters dotted end and current through coil 2 leaves the dotted end. That means it is understood that your mutual inductance polarity or sign of mutual inductance must be made negative. So everything is same what we have seen in the earlier case. So you can see here j omega, for if you are considering loop 1 with voltage source and coil 1, you will be getting j omega L1 self-induced voltage and mutually induced voltage. Only thing, the polarity of M associated with the mutually induced voltage is made negative, so just minus we have done. In the earlier case it is plus, in this case it is minus. Similarly we are going to consider second loop and we are going to form the equation, and you can see here the M associated with mutually induced voltage is provided negative. So now we got two equations. We are going to solve, we are going to put that two equations into matrix to find the unknown currents, and once if you find, you can find I1 I2. In this case it is j omega into L2 plus m into V divided by omega square into m square minus L1 L2, and for I2 it is j omega into L1 plus m into V divided by omega square m square minus L1 L2, equation number 4. If you add these two, you will be getting total current. So your total current is j omega into L1 plus L2 plus 2m into V divided by omega square, open bracket, omega square minus L1 L2. You could compare these two. In the earlier case parallel aiding we got minus here, and in this case we got plus. Only difference is that between those two, these two configurations. Now we can apply impedance. We can find impedance. What is impedance? Impedance is voltage divided by current, so V by I, and also it is, we got only inductance in the circuit. That means your effective impedance will be effective reactance, that is j omega L equivalent. Now we can find Z is equal to, put V divided by current value is j omega into L1 plus L2 plus 2m divided by omega square into m square minus L1 L2. It goes to numerator, this term goes to numerator, and VV gets cancelled. We left with Z, and we bring this j to the numerator, it becomes minus j, and you multiply this minus inside, you will get L1 L2 minus L1 L2 minus m square j omega. And now since Z is equal to j omega L equivalent, we got j omega, and this will be giving you your effective inductance. That means j omega L equivalent is equal to j omega into L1 L2 minus m square divided by L1 plus L2 plus 2m. So now j omega can be cancelled. Your L equivalent will be L1 L2 minus m square divided by L1 plus L2 plus 2m. So the only difference between your parallel aiding expression for equivalent inductance is, in parallel aiding and parallel opposing is, only thing is numerator is same, only in the denominator we got plus here. In that case it is minus. So equation 6 gives you expression for equivalent inductance of two coils connected in parallel opposing. Thank you for watching, and we will be discussing some problems in my next presentation. Thank you. Keep watching.